Today, I'm going to show you my entire OpenClaw AI team that I've developed over the last 2 weeks since I picked up my Mac Mini. I spent $1,000 on this and it has been a game changer. I do everything through Telegram. I'm going to walk you through that whole thing. I'm going to give you some tips if you're having trouble getting started. I had a lot of issue getting started with my new setup and then I got it fixed and now it is flying. It's awesome. By the end of this, you're going to know if I'm going to keep it, adjust it, change it, what I'm going to do, as well as it's going to give you thoughts and advice and tips if you should go pick up a Mac Mini today or what you should do if you want to get started with OpenClaw in your business, in your life, however you like. Now, let's get into this. Okay, so OpenClaw is a brand new tool that's come out in just the last 2 months, truly. Peter invented this basically in November of 2025, and now it is February of 2026. We're talking about less than 3 or 4 months, and this tool has taken the internet by storm. There's nothing that has gained such traction from such a not company. This is an individual who built something, not a company who built something, an individual. And as you can see here, he got into conversation with Mark Zuckerberg at Meta, as well as Sam Altman at OpenAI. And you can see here that Peter is joining OpenAI to drive the next generation of personal agents. This is phenomenal. Really, really cool news. Over 16 million views here on this is insane. But now let's talk about getting set up and what you can do with OpenClaw. Now, when I was getting set up on my Mac Mini, I had some network issues. I have no idea why. Maybe you do. Maybe you have the same thing. Maybe you don't. What I did was I literally went to Fiverr. I've been a web developer for over a decade. I understand computers, coding really well, but this was an issue I just didn't understand because I'm not a developer at this level. So I went here, I hired a guy from Bangladesh, I believe, or India, and literally the process couldn't have been smoother. Within an hour, we were up and running fully. It was perfect. It was literally perfect. And so I highly recommend my boy here. We worked together on 2 different sessions. It went great. He was amazing. He helped me fix my network issue. He also allowed it in a way where he just put something in the chat and then I would publish it. Or I would do it. So I didn't give him full control of my computer because sometimes you'd worry about that. But generally, I had a great experience in both times I worked with him through Fiverr, which is awesome. Now, let's go and talk about a few other things. Okay, so let's actually get into your actual setup. Now, you might be considering if you should use a Mac Mini or something called a VPS. Now, I will be honest with you, 90% of the content you see on YouTube right now, or maybe even any social platform around the VPS, and if it's Hostinger, they probably got paid to say that. And so I don't know if it's actually believable, and there are limitations with it as well. I would highly recommend having your own device. I think it's a money play from Hostinger, and they're trying to get at the top of it, in front of it as soon as they can. But with all that said, I definitely think you should pay attention to setting up your own device versus a VPS. Maybe they'll be better one day, but it's way better to have it on your own device and actually see it working. Now, when it comes to setup, you're going to want to do everything separately. That's why I picked up a Mac Mini. The reason is whatever you give access to on your computer, you're going to give access to OpenClaw. And that is in one way super powerful because it could help you save $4,200 on buying a car like one person out there did. Or it can delete. You could literally tell it, do not delete any of the code. It can delete all the code and then try to hide that it did that. Both of those stories are real with OpenClaw, and that's why something that's so powerful has so much potential for risk as well. So what I did was I created a brand new Apple ID account. I created its own Gmail account, like its own employee. I called it Carter Alex. My name's David. I called it Carter, and Carter has all his own info. It doesn't share same passwords. Everything is different about Carter than my own personal stuff. Personally, I actually run on 2 computers already, so this is technically my 3rd. I have my laptop, I have a Mac Studio, and now I have a Mac Mini. I'm literally running on 3 devices right now to make this work. But it's so important to get yourself set up properly from the beginning. It becomes very cumbersome, and I think a Zoom call is actually the easiest way to do it. But it becomes very cumbersome to manage having to share everything with your brand new computer because you don't want to give it access to stuff it shouldn't have access to. So I just started a Zoom call. I would get an API key on my main device. I'd paste it in the Zoom chat on this device. I would copy it and then paste it where it needed to go. Anyway, once you get that set up, I got my network stuff set up, all that set up. The core things I needed were my API keys to 2 specific tools. Anthropic, which I use a lot less now because Anthropic doesn't want you using OpenClaw with their API key, and Kimi K2.5. That API is like the best. I'm actually using it right now. It's called Moonshot. I don't think I'm showing any sensitive info here, but you could see, like, I was just talking to a minute ago, so this is going to go down a little bit. So you could see it's actually running, but the consumption is way less. When I started with Anthropic, I literally sent like 3 or 4 messages and I already hit my API limit. It was insane. I don't know why, but it was just running through that limit a lot faster. It's probably because it was Opus 4.6, but it was running through that system a lot faster. This is way more affordable and way easier. And this is a system people use when they buy 2 Mac Studios and then they stack them together to get the terabyte of RAM, which is so impressive. All right. So that is the initial setup. Once you get set up, you then want to start configuring it around what you want it to do, setting it up, and then just like allowing it to run. This is where I do know there's some limitations I've run into, but I'm going to take you through that. I'm going to show you my experience. So let's hop into Telegram now. All right, so this is my chat with Carter. This experience is like so fun because it just feels way more real and conversational than a chat, even like OpenAI or Claude or whatever. But here we go. This is my team. I have Kyle, Maya, Jordan, Alex, Sam, and Riley, and Carter all working for me as my 7 agents who bring an idea into a script done in literally minutes. We're going to test it right now. I love this workflow, so I'm going to take you through it, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works. All I need to do is give it a brand name, and basically if that's it, I could just do that. If I want to give it a target audience, I could give it that as well. But as of right now, it will go through this whole process. So let me walk you through this. Carter is like the main dog. He is the guy who is like my second brain to be able to think and go through the entire workflow and manage this to make sure I get the output that I want. Then there's Kyle. Kyle is my AI hook optimizer. I have a software company called Hook Faster that helps you generate and write hooks way faster using proven frameworks and methods. So hookfaster.com, you can learn more about that. But I used the same technology there and added it into Carter so Carter could create hooks for me quickly, easily, and the right way using the best frameworks. Then there's Maya. Maya will go pull all the data, scrape the website, find the pricing, all that stuff. Jordan is the one who is going to really do the hard work. So Jordan is the one who's going to actually write and create the video based on the structure I've provided. And you can see here, they're switching between models. Now, this is the crazy part, that you can't do this in Claude because Claude is going to just use basically whatever model you start with. OpenAI is the same thing. But this is where OpenClaw is a different beast because you could actually connect as many models as you want, then create as many sub-agents as you want, and then have those sub-agents be connected to any of the LLMs that you want. Insane. It's insane. So even if you set up 2 Mac Minis with a local LLM on your device and you're not using tokens, you could have it do 80% of the work on just your electric bill. But harder things are really specific things that you want Claude to do, or OpenAI if that's the case, or Gemini or whatever. You could get those set up for specific tasks. And so when it comes to writing, I need the best writer, and that's going to be Claude. Claude is by far the best writer. So I'll have Claude do the actual writing. Then we have Alex, style checker. He'll just go through and make sure everything flows accordingly. And then there's like the polisher, which is like this final eye, again, going back to Claude. And then there's Riley, which is the SEO optimizer, search master, you can see here, which will just make sure everything is optimized for search. Just like that, I have a full team of 7 agents running just to write my script based off of a brand name. I want to show you something. I just got this email, and I actually already emailed them back, but let me just show you this. Oh, oops, not this. Where do we go? Where's my buddy at? Okay, Josh. Okay, so I get emails like this all the time to join affiliate programs, and I always email them back, hey, let's do a sponsored video. So I'm going to message my boy Josh here at FreshBooks and just basically say, hey, bro, I'd love to do a video with you, but we're going to do an actual article right now. And so this is to empower small and medium-sized businesses. So boom, I'm literally just going to copy this. I'm going to go back to my agent here, write a new article for FreshBooks. Mission to, I don't need all that. Target audience, boom. Use all the agents thoroughly and start fresh. Boom. So there we go. Now they're going to be at work. Think about this too. This is just the beginning, because they could also start to proactively be like, oh, well, we'll write more articles for you. Now, I don't really transcripts. I always call it articles. They could write more articles for me, but I always do transcripts based on conversations I'm having with brands, unless I really want to jump into their affiliate program, but that's kind of like different conversations. But let's just say I want to make videos without talking to the brands. I could be like, go do research and go find the best brands. Send me a list of them, I'll approve them or whatever. Or you could just write the scripts for me and have them ready, and then I could come and film. And this is what's going to this 5X's my income potential immediately, because if I could sit down and record 2 to 3 videos like this a day versus having to write scripts and just be able to record maybe one, that will 3X my daily output, which will 5X to 7X my monthly output, which is ridiculous. Because then I just sit down. If I have a script in front of me, I could read that. I have no script here. I'm just going through the flow. But boom, I could do that whole process so fast and so easy. And again, all of this is just kind of now running, and I could do it off my phone. I could do it on the go. I could be in my bed, literally just waking up and be like, oh yeah, could you create this article idea or whatever, which is just wild. I'm going to refresh this, see if anything's been spent. Might not have marked anything yet, but I do want to kind of show you the use case here overall as we go through it. So I'm going to pause for a second. It's probably going to be done in the next minute or two, but it's so cool because it's actually working through the entire process for us right now. Oh, and one pro tip that I wanted to share, because again, I already use 2 computers, and if you're in the Apple ecosystem, I love working with multiple devices, but if you set up your iCloud on this device, you will screw yourself over because it can technically connect to all your devices. And even if you don't intentionally do anything, there's things like handover, copying and pasting, a lot of stuff that can cross-reference each other that you might not want. So the first thing is, and we already talked about it, but just set up a separate iCloud account so it's not connected. But in that case as well, other things that are going to be super useful in the process, especially with the Gmail account will be nice, is this tool right here, which basically is going to keep your computer on all day. So you just install it, it's completely free, and then you have a way to keep that device on permanently. But when you keep a device on permanently, you don't want the screen to stay on all day. And so they have a sleep mode, but it stays on anyway, which is awesome. So super powerful tool that I absolutely love as part of my ecosystem of making sure this all works alongside my 7 agents who are all set up. And they also have 4 skills. Once you get into OpenClaw, you'll see that I have 4 trained skills with the AI hook optimizer, Scriptwriter, and other things that bring all of this to life. Now let's get to the article. Now, it's still working a bit, and we should see some action here in a minute as I'm going through this, but I do want to kind of show you a little bit of what I have it working so far. So basically, I set up a very simple database inside of Notion, connected my API with Notion to my OpenClaw, just added the API key and basically said, could you connect these? I just did that in the Telegram chat as well. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. Then from there, it's able to drop in the script every time it writes it, then share that link with me either via text or email or both, which is really, really powerful. It's really, really cool. So it's working right now you can see here, it's typing, which basically means it's working, getting stuff done for us while we're here talking. And it's so cool because it's just, all of it's just moving right now. But I do want to share with you a couple thoughts I have around use case and if you should get started with this today, in a few months, or a year from now. We're just like basically like later when things change or whatever that might look like, when other tools come out, other processes. So this is what I would say. Use case is if you're building stuff online, you're constantly on your computer working. This is the future. It trips me out to think that my kids will I don't have kids right now, but one day they're going to be like 7 years old. They're going to wake up and set out agents or have agents asking them, should I build this thing or this thing? And they're just going to say yes. They're going to go to school or do whatever they do during the day, or they're going to go to bed and they're going to wake up and it's done. This is going to be normal, the baseline for our children, which is incredible, so powerful. So the use case is, if you are doing anything with tech in the future, moving forward, doing business online, using your computer, emails, whatever that is, very simple day-to-day stuff, like what I'm doing right now isn't that hard. But if it saves me 45 minutes a day or an hour and a half a day, cut down to 12 minutes a day, that's a significant savings that is across so many different domains. Then you times that by every other area of life, and it's like you could exponentially do more and more. You can see here the team is working right now with this article, and we'll see. I'm going to give Carter a second, probably putting his ideas together, but this article is coming together, which is so cool. Okay, so with all that said, use cases are if you are running a business, if you are a freelancer, an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, if you are a digital designer, you do anything online, whether it's graphic design, website design, any of that stuff. Highly, 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 highly recommend. But this is kind of the issue right this minute. Not issue, but the thing I'm considering. Apple just announced that they're going to have their next event March 9th. My take is that they will be releasing the M5 Ultra very soon here. Now, it's either going to be March 9th or in June at WWDC, which June feels really far away, especially for the AI world, but March 9th is like 2 weeks away from when I'm actually filming this and publishing it. So if they release the brand new Mac Studio with the M5 Ultra, I would pick that up in a heartbeat. I'm currently running on my Mac Studio the M2 Ultra, which has been fabulous. It's 96 gigabytes of RAM right now, but I would rather keep that and make that my OpenClaw setup versus this thing if a brand new one comes out in literally like 2 weeks. So in my opinion, as of right now, this minute, maybe you could buy one, get started and test it, then return it. But I would just want to see what comes out March 9th. I could be totally wrong on anything coming out then, but my take is that something is going to get released around either March, and if not March, for sure by June with new actual devices. And usually it is June, but I'm really hoping it comes out sooner with all this hype around it. So we're going to see. But if that device comes out, I am going to be so hyped. I've had this computer for about 2.5 years. It's thriving, but potentially getting an upgrade would be great. All right, this is awesome. Don't know why I have a bunch of not found requests. I don't know what it's tripping on, but it's tripping on something. I just would have to double check why it's tripping. I actually kind of like this though. This is kind of where like, I know people on the internet are like, it's the best thing ever. And it is super cool. This is kind of the reality though. There's just stuff that you run into, and maybe it's just like user error. That could be 100% it. But there are things I run into because I was working through some stuff up here earlier. And maybe it's just an issue that I have set up with my OpenClaw. I'm looking at the chat over here and I can't really tell what is going on, so I might just have to refresh it. But it did do something. So let's take a look at what it did do. All right, there's definitely some issues here. Definitely some issues. Yeah, it didn't finish. There's some stuff. Oh, this is good though, dude. The bottom line here, this outro, that's good. Thumbnail Concepts by Riley. I love that it adds the names. Let me check on what's going on. Okay, so here we go. Here are all the agents with their work logged for me to see. 7 employees, all of them got their work done, and I'm able to review all of it. This is wild. I will say there are issues right now with my workflow. There's inconsistencies. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the premature nature of the technology. Maybe it's the user. Maybe it's something else. I don't know, but there's issues I'm running into from my Telegram chat right now. You can see like, what the heck is that? I don't know. And then when I look at my actual Mac Mini screen, it's showing me a lot of stuff is complete with the actual URL, but I'm not getting it here. And I just sent this message, but I'm not getting any kind of update here. So I'm not sure why, but that's okay. I'll figure that out later. Let's take a look at the actual output. So here is the work log. Now, here are the titles. I always ask for 5 titles. These, let me take a look here. They don't feel right in line in terms of like some of the scripts I had earlier. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is what I wrote earlier. As you can see, I deleted this. Oh, thank God, I kept it open. Okay, the hooks are at the bottom here. I'll explain that later, but I like this. How many hours did you spend last week creating invoices, chasing payments, and trying to figure out where your money actually went? If you are running a small business and the answer is more than you would like to admit, I need to be honest with you. You are probably using the wrong tool. Most small business owners either suffer through spreadsheets or pay for accounting software that is way more complicated than what they need. But what if I told you there's a platform out there built specifically for service-based business owners like you, and it helps them save over 500 hours every single year? I've been testing FreshBooks, and honestly, it has become one of the best tools that I'd love to use. And I'm going to walk you through all the best features. And by the end of this video, you're going to know if you should use it. Now, you can tell I ad-libbed a little bit there, but generally that's perfect. That's exactly what I need for a script to get it flowing, to get it right. This is what I wrote earlier. I'm not sure why this empowerment thing is so complicated. Maybe because I had the word empowerment, but it still shouldn't be that bad. So you select the hook, then you have the promo. Yeah, this one kind of went off, and this is kind of where I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to return it and I'll start over. I'm not going to overly invest because, again, it could be user error, but stuff's coming together, but it's not perfect. It is going in the direction that I want, and it is using the different agents and the different LLMs, which is so powerful. For me, it's still a little bit premature, but we're getting it sorted together. So anyway, I could go through the rest of the script, but I'll just kind of leave it at that. I think some of these points are nice because it's just more to the point. Here's what it looks like with cost, no surprises, no gotcha. Okay, cool. So the first plan is the light plan at $23 a month, and that's up to 5 clients. Perfect if you're just starting out and you want to test the waters. If you're ready to do more and you have more clients, definitely check out the Plus plan, which is at $43 a month. And honestly, I would say this is the sweet spot. Most freelancers and small agencies live right here. You get unlimited proposals, automated recurring invoices, and the client portal, all of it in this plan. Boom. Yeah, I think is great. I think this part is great. I don't know why the beginning feels so clunky. And again, there's something weird with my agent right now that's not working, and that might be the reason. And I never even asked for thumbnail concepts, and it provided them. Obviously, there's some of this stuff is just like normal AI like additions that it does, but this is like where we're headed. I think this is the future in a lot of ways, where these agents are going to be able to work and do a lot, be able to build whole systems. And again, this is where I have not thrived with this yet, where it's like building in the evening for me and I wake up and something's done. I just haven't gotten there yet. And I think this is where most people are landing. So wanted to share my experience and like walk through this. I'm going to continue to play with it. But as of right now, it's kind of like a 50-50. And maybe that's a setup. So I'm going to continue running with it. I'll make more videos of it like this. If you do decide to open or buy a Mac Mini and get started with OpenClaw, definitely let me know in the comments below. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.